Peace, YouTube world, Zayloc&Seshait. You already know. Here I am with Seshait.
Greetings.
The Queen Seshait. Had to welcome the feminine energy here on the channel. And pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to go into a couple of topics, and we're just going to make sure we express our minds and get the message out. We're going to communicate it. We're going to go ahead. We're going to get it in. So the first thing we're going to speak on, what is the importance of culture? What would you say?
I mean, for me, first of all, one looking at themselves, culture is how you express your spirit. That's one of the things, that's how I see culture. And looking at culture all over the world, you see that there are so many different cultures out there in the world, and they're expressions of people's lifestyles and spirituality and how they connect with the earth. And the culture is, for me, it's very natural. It's something that keeps you connected with your ancestors, and you're able to pass your culture down, and it creates a certain character about you and also who your family is and who your people are. So I really do value culture, and culture is also very important to us as African people, also Africans in the U.S., remembering our culture because it's in our memory. We just have to remember it and go back.
That's true. So we gotta go back. We gotta go back and remember who we are. You know, my perception of it is that culture is directly linked with spirituality. It's linked with who you are. It's pretty much your way of life, how you do things, you know. It's like pretty much you set up different things where you memorialize different things that may go on, as Seshait mentioned, the ancestors, and just paying homage, you know, to your history, to your ancestors, to pretty much who you are, how you came about, to the elders as well, because you got to pay respect to the elders, because they done been on this earth like what, it's 50, 80-year-olds, you know what I'm saying? They done been through this experience, way more suns, way more moons
than you have.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you come across elders in your community, just come up to them, just say, hey, like, can you give me some wisdom? It's like, is there something that you still trying to get more understanding of? More understanding, so that you can go ahead and you can heighten that, and so you can apply that to your own individual life experience, you know?
Yeah, culture gives you a sense of self, and it gives you a sense of understanding and knowledge of who you are. And if you don't remember your culture, then you're not bringing something to the table. You're not bringing something to, like they say, oh, this is the human race and da 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 da. If you don't know who you are and where you're from, you're not bringing anything to the human table, even if you want to argue that argument. So I'm just saying, like, it starts with knowing yourself, and it starts with studying yourself.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You know, it's so much. It's like we understand that the root of a tree is pretty much the source. It's where it pulls from everything. Now, if we don't understand the root, and then how are the branches, how are the leaves, how is the tree going to flourish if that essential foundation isn't set? You see what I'm saying? So it's good to know where you're from, not so much as, okay, dwell in this happened, that happened, but we understand the plight of what happened. Now we know what to do in the future. It's like every single moment within this reality, we're learning about what took place, and now we're correcting it through each and every movement. Now, another topic I definitely want to touch on, we are definitely going to touch on, is spiritual relationships between man and woman, and its significance, its importance. We build together. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I got a masculine energy. You see what I'm saying? This a feminine energy sitting next to me. It's like the sun rules the day, the moon rules the night. It's like everything in creation is such a balance, and it's just understanding that balance. You see what I'm saying? So as soon as we go more into it, when we get more understanding of it, we understand that we gotta build together. We are one. Now it's like I'm whole, she's whole, but we're still half of the whole. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? So it's like the way how I look at it. A lot of times people, when they look for a mate, they do it on a fleshly type vibe. Like, oh, dang, like, okay, she got a body on her. Oh, okay, she got a nice personality. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? But it's like in a sense where if we look back to our ancestors, if we look back to the way how we did it, we'd be like, wow, like, she was created for me. You You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It was more of like that. Not like, okay, I like how her outside frame look. Okay, that's good. We can rock with it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, what's your understanding on that? Like, as in a spiritual mate being created for you. What's your thoughts on that?
Everything is spiritual. And we have in this society the idea that, we have to run out there, we have to be fast, we have to do everything the way society wants us to do things. But really, I would say it starts with yourself. It starts with your spiritual understanding of yourself and knowledge of yourself and knowledge of your family, really. Because when you come to, understanding or getting to know your mate, you want to have that with you as far as your knowledge of yourself, your knowledge of your family, getting to know them and their knowledge of themselves. And I do feel that everything starts with spirit. You are brought together through spirit. It's a divine thing, but you have to be patient. It takes a lot of patience to be on that journey to find that spiritual mate. But you have to understand that that person is there for you and out there for you because it's in divine language. It will happen. It will move when you are ready, when it is the time. And you should focus on working towards your knowledge of yourself so that when you find that mate, when you get to that mate, you know what you need, what you want, what you're looking for.
So you already there.
You know what your challenges are. You know what your issues are. You know what they can help you with.
Exactly.
And you know the pathologies that might be in your family that you want to get rid of or heal, or for them to know these are the things that I want to heal from. These are the things I want my family to heal from. We're moving on to the next generation. We need to squash. We don't work towards not having this no more for our children. So it becomes more of a journey of healing. And then when you finally meet that person, it's like you go on a journey together to work towards the future generations of both of your families, healing things that need to be healed, and also love and creativity and all the other things that are beautiful out there.
That's true. I say, also to touch up on, it's like there is such a different thing besides the flesh and the spirit. The flesh and the spirit. One more time. The flesh and the spirit. Okay. Now, just because you may be feeling some type of way, a certain way, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to act on it. Now, as soon as you become as one, it's like your experience come as one. It's like if you have 5, 8, and like mine's like, like what your family is, like how many?
8 children.
8 children.
My mom and my dad. And 6 boys, 1 girl, mom and dad, and also community. You want to think about how it's not just something you feel like you have to take on yourself when you start a family. In our society, it teaches us it's just me and him all by ourselves in our lonely world. Sometimes we might feel that way. Sometimes we are going through those stages where nobody's there and we feel alone. But the ideal situation would be for there to be grandparents, for there to be aunties, for there to be uncles, for there to be community members helping you out yet again. It takes a village to raise a child. And for you to feel like you have time and sisters to lean on, brothers to lean on for the husband, as far as to help them get through the times where you need help, you need assistance. And I would tell people that relationships are not perfect, and they're not going to be perfect like you see on the TV. Like you see on the TV in the romance movies, that everything just comes together and the guy is perfect and you're perfect, and there's arguments, and at the end there's the wedding, and then you don't get to see the struggle. You don't get to see the aftermath and the cycles that marriages go through. I would just necessarily say that prepare yourself. There's different ways to prepare yourself. You can start with learning from elders about things you should prepare yourself for, compromising, and do you have what expectations do you have? You need to not have so many expectations. How do you grow to have those expectations? Who's gonna do what? What's the role? Compromising. I would say compromising is the main one, because you're gonna be compromising throughout the whole thing. It's not just gonna be all your way and the other person is the highway. You know?
It definitely is. It definitely is a give or take, you know? Because it's like, in a sense, if I take water from the well, I want to make sure I put something back, whether I balance it out. You see what I'm saying? To make sure that the well doesn't go dry. There's nothing wrong with me getting water from it, but as long as I put something back, everything is good. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, in a sense, where the female and the male relationship, it promotes peace as well. Because it's like, you think that the sun has ever came one day and just said, look, I got this. Moon, don't come next 12 hours. I got this all by myself. Like, you good. Nah, it's always like, moon, I got your back. Sun, I got your back. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, in a sense, where as soon as you come together as one, it's like you're lifting the load off of your shoulders. You see what I'm saying? And it's more of a flow. It's more of a balance. It's unity. Togetherness is unity.
The website at mynaturalroots.com. And always remember this. Know thyself. Heal thyself. Evolve thyself. Peace and light. Guidance and protection. Always. Oneness.